Hello, my friends. Happy Sunday, January 18th. It's your buddy Patrick here from Stop Doing Nothing Media. And today's video is going to be about how to create contacts from automations. Now, you may be thinking, where are times where you might want to use that? It just so happens there was a recent post in the Facebook group that was asking for the same thing. So I thought this would be a good time to do an example of it. I've done these before for different situations, like building referral systems, or when people submit forms with other email addresses on them and you want to do stuff with those other email accounts. This one specifically has to do with affiliate type work, where maybe you want to do something for the affiliate in the automation on post-purchase. So today's post we're going to be working through is one here from a brilliant guy named Angel Martinez. And Angel Martinez was asking here, how do we basically, when a affiliate purchase happens, how does he do stuff on the affiliates fields, not the contacts fields? Now, this is going to apply to other non-affiliate situations. The whole point is there are going to be times where you are going to want automation to run on contacts, but not the contact that entered the automation. Another way to say that is, let's say you submit a form and you have Bob and Bob's sister. By default, Bob's email address is the one that goes in the email field. There's another free-form text field for Bob's sister's email address, but there are times you need to get Bob's sister's email address into an automation, and you can't do that from the same automation that Bob is in. Only one of those people can be in that automation, that initial automation when the form is submitted. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to basically fire off a second, third, fourth automation to do things with contacts. It could be affiliate stuff. We've used this several times to build referral systems, things like that. So if you have any questions, as always, drop it in the comments. But today, let's solve Angel's problem, shall we? So here, what Angel was saying is he has a trigger, new affiliate sale, and when that happens, he wants to increase a counter for the affiliate. Now, we're not going to build out all of Angel's things. We're just going to build out the triggering stuff. Angel is pretty brilliant, I assume, and is going to basically build out the rest of the automation. Here's just the initial part, which can be a little bit tricky. So on my screen, here you obviously see the Facebook post, and here back I've created some examples. So in my examples, I've created two automations, one called pitcher and one called catcher. Your pitcher automation is the one that's fired immediately after a sale, maybe a form submission, survey submission, quiz submission. That's the initial email, the initial automation that kicks off everything. And again, there's a variety of triggers, and what this does is this assumes that somebody has submitted some information and they have a free-form text field somewhere in their custom fields that is somebody else's email address, and you want to do something on that other person's email address. In Angel's case, that was an affiliate sale, and he wants to take the affiliate email and do some stuff on that record, not on the initial contact record. So to do that, you have to have two automations, okay? At least two automations. Your situation may be different. You have to have the pitcher automation and the catcher automation. So what you're seeing here is the pitcher automation. And pitcher automation, again, the trigger can be form submitted, it can be new affiliate sale, it can be whatever you want. And then the pitcher sale is where you basically fire off and you send it to the catcher. So the way you do this, there's a couple of things you have to do here. Whenever you have your initial automation set up, the first thing you have to do is, once your initial automation is complete, is you have to come over here, temporarily pause the pitcher automation, and come over here and build your catcher automation. So your catcher automation is fired by a webhook, okay? Fired by a webhook, and it creates the contact here, and then you can do whatever you want to after the contact is created. In Angel's case, he wants to increase the affiliate's custom field and do some other things there, all kinds of brilliant stuff. But the first thing you have to do is have a webhook and a contact. Now the challenge is to come over here. When you come over here in the catcher and you want the webhook to do something, the webhook has to have fired at least once. So I can't create what I did right here with webhook and create contact without a little finagling here. And here's how we do that finagling. The first thing you do is you obviously put a webhook trigger in here, but then you have to fire this webhook before you can do that create contact down there. So what I usually do is I grab that webhook, I hop over to a brand new browser tab, and I paste in the webhook name, and then what I have to do again to kind of seed or get the catcher automation ready is I have to pass some parameters to it so that webhook fires at least once. You may be passing one field, maybe passing 10 fields, it's up to you. To keep this simple for Angel, we're going to make the example pass one field email address and create the contact based on that. But you can pass all kinds of things. Oftentimes you'll pass lead source or something like that. So in this particular case, I'm going to do my very first query string parameter. Everything after the initial URL is called a query string. Your first query string parameter always has a question mark, and then the other ones have ampersands. So in this particular one, I'm going to send an email here and there. Okay, so that fires off. HighLevel says, hey, that webhook was okay. Okay, and now over here on the webhook, when that fires off and it says it's okay, you can come here and you can see examples of your webhooks firing. So the time was about 10 after. So here's the one right here. I can click on that and I can see the query parameters that are passed right there. And there's the query string that was passed, right? Email. So then what I can do is I can come over here to create contact. When you have this, when you are looking at your list of fields coming in from the webhook, you can always drill down here into inbound webhook trigger, query parameters. In my case, I was only passing email. You may be passing email, first name, last name, phone number, whatever. In our case, we're only using one here. So I'm doing a create contact, or what's that called? Update, create contact, whatever that is. There's a special create up insert. I think it's called the up insert contact is what it is, right? So I'm doing that. I'm creating the contact, and then, okay. And so obviously you can do all that and you're going to save it. So then your catcher, so what you're going to do is basically get your catcher ready, test your catcher, and then publish that and make sure it's ready. Then you have to go to your picture automation. And in your picture automation, when you want to hand it off to the catcher, you basically do a webhook call, okay? In this particular case, referred email is the custom field that I basically passed. Referred email is, oh goodness gracious, what are we doing here? Oh yeah, the picture, okay. We are passing an email address to the webhook. So we're calling the same webhook right here that we called up here when we were testing it, okay, from the other automation. And we are just passing, in this particular case, it would be email. So email is the query string I'm passing, and this is the field from the first contact, just to make sure we're not confused. This would be the contact one, if you were, so the referrer, okay? It's contact one, and then you can save this and test this, and then this automation, so your pitcher calls your catcher to create a second contact. Now, sometimes you may be inclined in your pitcher automation, and this is what Angel was trying to do, is you maybe try to incline to do it all here in one automation. You really can't, maybe via an API call or something, but this is just the easy way I found it, is to create the catcher automation and the pitcher automation. And the nice part about this is you can use this catcher for other things also, as long as you just keep calling that webhook right there. So Angel, I hope this was useful, and anybody else, if you have any ways I could have improved this, please leave a comment below, and I would love to get your feedback. Otherwise, have a great, also have a great day. Talk to you soon.